the End of Dragons expansion has unfortunately been delayed to Q1 of 2022. Am I disappointed? Yes, but is this a bad move? No, it's not. And it's actually a really smart move. Also, a lot of familiar faces are returning to ArenaNet and Guild Wars 2. Let me take you through this Guild Wars 2 blog in a few minutes because this is a big one. So, End of Dragons is delayed. Most of the players expected the End of Dragons expansion later this year. If we look at the release date of past expansions, Q3 of this year would be a good estimate. However, ArenaNet announced in their July 2nd blog that the End of Dragons expansion is now delayed up until Q1 of 2022. JT, the current lead of the Guild Wars franchise and ArenaNet, announced that the expansion is delayed to 2022. Most players, including myself, expected the expansion in October or November. If it's released in Q1 of 2022, let's say February, that's fine for me. The real world events, presumably the COVID pandemic, has proven to be more challenging when delivering an expansion. We have already seen this plenty of times in other games. Take for example the delay of patch 9.1 in World of Warcraft and the release of Amazon's New World. Honestly, I don't mind giving them just a few months extra. I believe that ArenaNet can deliver something beautiful. What the devs also mention is to keep an eye out on the 27th of July. On that day, ArenaNet will share a first look of the End of Dragons expansion. Make sure to leave a note in your agendas. But that's not all. A very familiar face is returning to ArenaNet. In the blog post, JT mentioned that he really needed help running ArenaNet and the Guild Wars franchise. He's therefore happy to announce that Colin Johanson is making his return to Guild Wars 2 and ArenaNet. You might know his face from the Hype Train meme. But jokes aside, Colin was the game director of Guild Wars 2 for many years, up until he left in 2016 to join Amazon Game Studios. But hey, now he's back at ArenaNet. Colin was at ArenaNet for a long time before he left the studio. He was there when the very first Guild Wars Prophecies was in development. And he later led projects in the original Guild Wars as well. As Colin mentioned in the blog post, he created a quest where you had to help Gwen find her flute in Guild Wars Prophecies. This is one of the very first quests of the original Guild Wars. It feels great to have someone like Colin back at the studio. He knows the game, he knows the studio, he knows the lore and he knows the players. Colin will be managing the consistency and the high quality of the content as is being put in the game. And as we all know, the length and the consistency of some of the story episodes can be a bit better. So I'm happy to see that there is a full-time position overseeing this. Colin is not the only face returning to ArenaNet. Josh Davis, better known as Grouch in the community, has also returned to ArenaNet. Before his departure, he was mainly involved in the structured PvP side of Guild Wars 2. But now Grouch returns as the head of live operations. Grouch will oversee the players' needs. Instead of focusing on what is good for the company, the focus will be even more on what do the players really want. Grouch also mentioned that the twisted Marionette from Season 1 and the legendary Armory are coming to the game later this summer. Alliances. They are a bit of a meme right now. The release of World vs. World Alliances was never really clear, but now we know a little more about them. Alliances have been confirmed to release this year. As of right now, ArenaNet is experimenting with alliances, or world restructuring as they call it. They are really aiming to meet players' expectations and don't want to waste their time and effort on a half-baked solution. So as part of their player-focused strategy, they want your voice when it comes to alliances. Alliances will therefore be released in a multi-phase beta. This means that they'll release a part of the alliances, gather your feedback and then tweak it. More information about alliances will be here in a month, so keep an eye out on August 2021 if you are interested in World vs. World alliances. And last but not least, it's game optimization. Many players have made a meme out of the spaghetti code that Guild Wars 2 uses. I'm not really familiar with the coding of Guild Wars 2, I only know a bit of JavaScript and Python, so don't really talk to me about C#. It's coded in C#, right? I have no idea. To provide a better performance and create a better future for Guild Wars 2, ArenaNet announced that they are working on upgrading their engine to DirectX 11. They expect to roll out a beta for this later this year. ArenaNet mentions that DirectX 11 does not fix all the problems and some players might not even notice an increase in performance. But it does offer the devs more flexibility in improving the performance. They end the segment saying that this is a long time effort. And this all sounds good to me. Looks like ArenaNet is very keen on keeping Guild Wars 2 their main MMO for a long time. So a lot of things are in this blog post. The delay of the End of Dragons expansion is a bummer, but it's only by a few months. Also, the familiar faces returning to ArenaNet is a good sign. You don't return to a company if you did not like it there. Some of the people that created the original Guild Wars are back at the studio, and this is super exciting to me. I hope you guys enjoyed this short recap. Make sure to keep an eye on the Guild Wars 2 website and the social media channels. A lot of exciting things are to come. See you all in the next one. Peace!